In the heart of Botswana, the Okavango Delta stands as one of Africa's most stunning and diverse ecosystems. For much of the year, the waters flow silently between islands and floodplains, creating a haven where Africa's fiercest predators call home. Lions, leopards, spotted hyenas, African wild dogs, and Nile crocodiles all coexist in a delicate balance of power and survival. In the early morning hours, as mist clings to the calm waters, the kings of this land begin their daily hunt. The lions, rulers of the savannas, patrol their territory with cautious strength. In the Okavango, these felines are forced to adapt to an environment vastly different from the dry plains they usually dominate. Here, the flooded plains demand that the lions do something few felines would dare: swim. Moving from island to island, these delta lions face the water with determination, always in search of prey such as buffalo and antelope. But each crossing tests their majesty, for beneath the waters lie dangers they don't encounter elsewhere. As the lions march through the delta in silence, leopards slink through the shadows. Masters of stealth, they move almost invisibly between trees and dense vegetation. Unlike the lions, leopards hunt alone, and this solitude makes them even more strategic. Their patience is unmatched. They can wait for hours for the perfect moment, ambushing their prey without warning. The trees are their greatest allies, where they carry their kills, keeping them out of reach from scavengers like the spotted hyenas. Spotted hyenas are a force to be reckoned with. Living in large clans, they are not just scavengers as many believe. In the Okavango, they are skilled hunters, capable of taking down large prey when working together. Their iconic laughter echoes across the plains at dusk, a sound that makes even lions stand alert. Often, they compete directly with lions for the same prey, and when their numbers are strong enough, they can even drive the big cats away from a fresh kill. Amid all the action on land, African wild dogs roam the floodplains in organized packs, turning the landscape into their hunting grounds. Their prey, mainly antelope, stands little chance once the pack is on the move. With perfect communication, these predators coordinate their attacks with an efficiency that rarely fails. Tireless and relentless, they can cover vast distances during a hunt, working together to secure a kill with extraordinary teamwork. Beneath the water's surface, another predator waits with ancient patience. The Nile crocodiles are the true rulers of the Okavango's depths. These ancient reptiles are ruthless, using the murky waters to their advantage. They wait, motionless, until an unsuspecting animal approaches the water's edge to drink. In a flash, they strike with brutal force, dragging their victims under where the struggle ends quickly. No one is safe on the delta's banks, for these giants are always lurking, ready to pounce. Hey everyone, if you're just like me and also passionate about wildlife and haven't subscribed yet, support our work by subscribing to our channel and leave suggestions for videos you'd like to see. The Okavango Delta is a land where life and death intertwine daily, where predators face constant challenges not only from each other but from the environment itself. Adaptability, strength, and cunning are essential for survival in this extraordinary place, where the water shapes the fate of all. At the height of the flood season, the Okavango Delta transforms into a battleground where predators fight for every inch of territory, every drop of water, and every prey. The waters that flood the land create not only physical barriers, but also a new dynamic for survival. Lions, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs, and crocodiles compete in an ecosystem that, despite its lush beauty, is unforgiving of mistakes. As the sun dips below the horizon, the tension in the air becomes palpable. The day's heat fades, but the hunt begins to stir. In the distance, a pride of lions emerges, moving slowly through the shallow waters. Ahead of them, a herd of buffalo, unaware, approaches a deadly trap. The water between them and the lions is both a barrier and an ambush in waiting. Buffalo are powerful creatures, capable of holding their own against big cats on solid ground. But in the delta's waters, their size becomes a fatal disadvantage. Leading the lions is a dominant male, a dark-maned giant who moves with the confidence of one who knows these flooded lands like no other. Flanking him are two young, agile lionesses, taking up strategic positions. The only sound is the subtle splash of their paws slicing through the water's surface. They move closer to the herd, concealed by tall grasses and murky waters. Every step is calculated. The buffalo, still oblivious to the danger, begin crossing a narrow channel. The water rises to their shoulders, making their movements slow and cumbersome. It is the perfect moment. Without warning, the lions attack. The male leaps onto a young buffalo left behind, his muscles contracting in a powerful, vicious strike. The impact is brutal. Within seconds, the buffalo is submerged, and the lionesses join in, coordinating their movements with deadly precision. The water churns with chaos. The remaining buffalo flee in desperation, unable to fight both the current and their own terror. But the delta offers no easy victories. As the lions begin to drag their prey toward dry land, the ever-watchful eyes of the spotted hyenas glint from afar. They have been waiting patiently for this moment. The hyenas, with their opportunistic instincts, know that their strength lies in numbers and persistence. Led by a dominant female, they approach, moving in sync, their eerie cackles echoing along the banks. Even the kings of the Delta know this battle is far from over. What follows is a brutal clash of endurance and strength. The lions, exhausted from the hunt and the effort of crossing the water, now face a fresh and hungry clan of hyenas. The lionesses circle the carcass, baring their teeth and roaring in defiance. But the hyenas do not back down. They close in, slowly testing the lion's resolve with quick, opportunistic bites, gauging the patience of the big cats. Amidst the confusion, the massive lion, though weary, steps forward to confront the hyena leader. They lock eyes for a brief moment before the battle escalates. The hyena, cunning as ever, retreats momentarily, but her pack strikes from the sides, trying to tear pieces of the carcass away while the lions struggle to defend their hard-earned meal. The hyenas are fast and relentless, and the fight drags on for what feels like an eternity. Both sides are nearing exhaustion. While chaos reigns on land, a new threat emerges from the dark, still waters of the Delta. Submerged and almost invisible, a Nile crocodile over 5 meters long, unnoticed throughout the fight, has been biding its time. It knows that in the frenzy of battle, a rare opportunity is about to present itself. The crocodile waits patiently, watching the movements of lions and hyenas. With ancient strength and lethal precision, it inches closer to the shore, its jaws ready to snap shut on any careless creature that ventures too near. The lions, focused on keeping the hyenas at bay, do not notice the silent predator creeping closer. Suddenly, the crocodile strikes. In one swift, devastating motion, it grabs a hyena that wandered too close to the water's edge. The attack is brutal and instant. The hyena has no chance, dragged into the depths of the delta within seconds. The battlefield falls silent for a brief moment. Both lions and hyenas hesitate, shocked by the ferocity of the ambush. But the struggle for control over the carcass isn't over. The remaining hyenas, undeterred, continue to press the lions, emboldened by the distraction of the crocodile. They push forward with renewed aggression, biting and pulling at the carcass, trying to drag it away from the felines. The male lion, though fatigued, refuses to yield. He charges with renewed strength, and his lionesses follow suit, slashing at the hyenas with claws and teeth. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, the hyenas begin to retreat. The cost of continuing the fight is too high. They back off, defeated but not empty-handed. Some have managed to tear away pieces of the carcass during the frenzy, and this will be enough to feed the clan for now. The lions, though victorious, are left exhausted. They collapse beside what remains of their kill, their bodies covered in the scars of battle. As the light fades from the sky, the Okavango Delta once again returns to an eerie, unsettling silence. As night falls, the African wild dogs, ever opportunistic and always vigilant, approach the battlefield from a distance. The pack watches, waiting for the right moment to make their move. They know the lions are exhausted, and under the cover of darkness, they might just have a chance. But for now, the Delta belongs to the kings, who can finally rest, even if just for a single night. In the Okavango Delta, victory is never guaranteed. Each meal is earned through blood, sweat, and the constant threat of other predators. Lions, hyenas, crocodiles, and wild dogs all compete on a battleground where the water can be both ally and enemy. Here, the only certainty is that the fight for survival never ends, and with each new day, the cycle begins anew, relentless and fierce. The lions' victory that night brought them a brief respite, but in the Okavango Delta, no predator enjoys lasting rest. The cycle of life is relentless, and the seasons shape the reality of all who live here. As the sun rises over the vast, water-soaked land, the world awakens, and the struggle for survival begins anew. The waters, which had trapped the buffalo herd the night before, now begin to recede. With the arrival of the dry season, the delta undergoes yet another transformation. The flooded plains give way to drying mudflats, and the harsh desert heat tightens its grip. The islands that were once separated by deep channels now connect, forming new routes and opportunities for both prey and predator alike. In the dense undergrowth, a leopard moves with silent grace. While the lions rest after their hard-fought battle, this solitary hunter watches from afar. For him, the lowering water levels provide a distinct advantage. With prey concentrated in smaller, more accessible areas, his chances of a successful hunt rise. Unlike lions who hunt in groups, the leopard relies solely on stealth and precision. Each movement is calculated, each step silent. He spots a lone impala, drinking at one of the few remaining channels. With the patience of a master stalker, the leopard advances. His body blends seamlessly with the shadows, his muscles coiled in preparation for the strike. He waits for the perfect moment, his eyes scanning the surroundings to ensure no other predator is near. In a single leap, he pounces on the impala, his claws sinking deep before the prey can react. The struggle is swift, and soon, the delta falls silent once more. The leopard drags his kill into the safety of a nearby tree, where he can eat in peace, far from the prying eyes of hyenas and lions. But as the dry season presses on, even the leopards face mounting challenges. Food may become scarce, and the extreme heat makes every hunt more exhausting. He knows that time is against him, and each meal could be his last for a while. For the lone hunters of the Delta, survival is a game of patience and precision, where any mistake could be fatal. Not far away, a new drama unfolds. The pack of African wild dogs, who had watched the lions from a distance the night before, now see their chance. They move in a group, flowing across the landscape with stunning coordination. Unlike the large cats, who rely on brute strength, wild dogs depend on cooperation. When they hunt together, they rarely fail. Spotting a herd of impalas, the pack springs into action. Their speed and synchronization are astounding. Each member of the pack knows their role. Some circle the herd while others drive them toward an invisible trap. Chaos erupts as the impalas try desperately to flee, but the wild dogs are relentless. Within minutes, a young impala is brought down. The pack, in a burst of energy, devours the meal quickly before any other predator has a chance to interfere. Despite their incredible success rate in hunting, the wild dogs face their own set of challenges in the Okavango. The competition with other predators is fierce, and danger is ever present. With the carcass consumed, they waste no time. They know the scent of blood will attract other hunters, and the last thing they want is a confrontation with hyenas or, worse yet, lions. Meanwhile, in the deeper waters of the Delta, the Nile crocodiles continue their reign. The receding water levels concentrate fish and other aquatic animals into smaller areas, making life easier for these silent predators. They position themselves strategically along the banks, where thirsty animals gather to drink. Their ambushes are swift and lethal. A single misstep by a prey animal can mean instant death. A young antelope, distracted, makes the fatal mistake of stepping too close to the water. Without warning, the crocodile's jaws snap shut around its leg, pulling it into the depths. The struggle is short but fierce, and the antelope has no chance. The crocodiles, longtime rulers of the waters, thrive where others struggle. Their ability to wait patiently for the perfect opportunity makes them one of the Delta's most efficient hunters. During the dry season, they become even more formidable as water sources shrink and prey are forced to venture into their domain. Yet, even the crocodiles are not invincible. Occasionally, Large cats or packs of hyenas dare to venture too close, and clashes can occur on the muddy shores. Spotted hyenas, meanwhile, continue their relentless search for food, moving in clans, always on the lookout for an opportunity. With the water retreating, they venture further, scavenging for leftovers or seeking chances to steal kills from other predators. Their hunger is insatiable, and their adaptability makes them a constant threat in the delta. No matter how skilled the hunter, the hyenas are never far away, ready to take advantage of any weakness or distraction. In a more remote corner of the delta, a lone lioness named Sardu walks quietly, her two young cubs following close behind. Once a proud leader of her own pride, Sardu now fights to survive, having fled with her cubs after rival males invaded her territory. She now hunts alone, a grueling task for any lioness. She moves carefully, her eyes scanning for any opportunity. Her cubs, still inexperienced, rely entirely on her to make it through the dry season. She spots a small herd of lekwes grazing nearby. These agile antelopes are fast, especially in marshy terrain, where their long hooves give them an advantage. But Sardu knows the land well. She watches, waits for the perfect moment, and finally strikes. Her strength and precision are unmatched. A lechwe falls under her weight, and Sardu quickly delivers the final blow. Her cubs, hungry and eager, rush to feed. This momentary victory brings some relief, but Sardu knows the next hunt is never far off. In the Okavango Delta, every day is a battle for survival. The predators, though powerful, face unrelenting challenges, both from each other and from the land itself. As the delta transforms with each passing season, the lions, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs, and crocodiles continue to play their roles in a natural drama that has unfolded for millennia. The harmony between water, land, and life here is fragile, and all who call this place home understand that in an instant, the balance can shift. The delta is a land of extremes, where water can be both a blessing and a curse. But it is this very unpredictability that makes it so extraordinary. Here, predators don't just survive. They evolve, adapt, and somehow thrive in one of the world's most dynamic ecosystems. And as long as the cycle of life continues, the Okavango Delta will remain a stage where kings and subjects face off daily in the eternal quest for survival. As the dry season reaches its peak in the Okavango Delta, predators and prey enter a period of intense competition. The waters that once covered the land have almost completely retreated, leaving behind shallow channels and isolated waterholes. The landscape bears the marks of battles fought over the past months. The lions, once swimming from island to island, now tread vast dry plains in search of their next hunt. Their bodies carry the scars of confrontations, both with prey and rivals. For the pride of lions, victory in the Okavango is not measured by how many hunts succeed, but by surviving the ever-changing conditions of the delta. The lionesses, leading the hunts and ensuring the survival of their cubs, bear the weight of responsibility, always alert to the challenges the ecosystem throws their way. Each year, the floods will return, bringing both new opportunities and new dangers. Sardu, the lone lioness, symbolizes the resilience of her kind. Her two cubs, now growing stronger, have learned the hard lessons of the delta. They watch and mimic her every move, knowing that her strength and knowledge are what keep them alive. Though Sardu's future remains uncertain, for now, she has ensured that her bloodline has a chance to continue. Her courage and skill not only protected her family, but shaped her cubs into the next generation of skilled hunters in the delta. Leopards continue their silent existence, invisible to most, but always present. These solitary, discreet hunters thrive in the safety of the trees and the ability to strike from the shadows. For them, the Okavango provides the perfect refuge, where they can hunt without getting caught in the brutal confrontations of other predators. The spotted hyenas, ever opportunistic, emerge victorious from many battles. They never rest. Even in the harshest conditions, the unity of their clan keeps them resilient and adaptable. The delta, with all its twists and turns, continues to offer chances for these strategic predators to thrive. African wild dogs, always on the move, maintain their reputation as relentless hunters. Their success lies not only in physical strength, but in flawless cooperation. The pack survives because it functions as one, with each member playing their role perfectly. As the dry season ends, they are already preparing for the next phase of the cycle, waiting for the first rains to bring new prey and, with it, the renewal of life in the delta. In the remaining channels, the Nile crocodiles lie still, like ancient guardians of the delta. For them, the rhythm of floods and droughts is a cycle they have witnessed for thousands of years. As the waters recede, the crocodiles bide their time, content with what remains, waiting patiently for the next flood, when the banks will again be teeming with unsuspecting prey. Their strength and longevity are symbols of the unchanging power of this dynamic ecosystem. The Okavango Delta is more than just a habitat. It is a place where the struggle for survival shapes not only the bodies but also the minds and behaviors of all its inhabitants. Here, predators don't just hunt. They adapt, innovate, and, above all, persist. What makes this place so special is its ability to defy expectations, turning even the most ferocious predators into creatures of extraordinary resilience. As distant rains begin to fall once again in Angola's mountains, preparing the way for the next flood season, the delta waits for renewal. Soon, the waters will return, covering the dry land and creating a new cycle of life. And when that happens, the apex predators of the Okavango will be ready. For here, in the heart of Botswana, the only constant is change, and adaptation is the key to survival. Lions, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs, and crocodiles, each in their own way, embody this truth. In the Okavango Delta, there are no permanent victors, only those who continue to fight. Here, Africa's most powerful predators meet their true challenge, surviving the relentless pace of nature, where nothing is guaranteed and everything is always in flux. In the end, the Okavango is a testament to the strength of the wild. It shows us that, no matter the challenge, life always finds a way. And so, the cycle continues year after year, with the apex predators of the Delta ever ready for the next hunt, the next battle, and the next chance to dominate and survive in one of the world's most fascinating and challenging ecosystems. If you enjoy these fascinating documentaries about wildlife, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Until next time,